What's up, guys? And today we have a very interesting wallpaper going on. What is this? This is heroes and heroines from DC Comics. But you are going to ask questions about what I am talking about. Okay, you know, I'm going to discuss about that. Well, I'm going to discuss about for those who do not know about DC Comics and other comics, like for example Marvel, and as well as the rest of those who do not know it, I will just start to discuss where to start and how you get into this DC animated universe. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh my goodness. It takes time to tell you what it is, what is DC Comics, and what does it do with them. I mean, of course not. Well, to be honest, there are more or less 80% of world population know about DC Comics and of course Marvel, and eventually they really know almost most of the heroes and villains. It's very natural for that one. People know Batman, people know Superman, and that's very natural for them to know. How can people not to know who they are and what this DC Comics all about? So I'm just going to recommend you for the first time where to start to watch this kind of media. I mean watch, not read in the comics, which means I'm going to recommend only for media such as TV, series, and movies. You can do it in this way. That my standpoint is for animated media, not the live media works. So I get the feeling that this comic, DC Comics, has a lot of heroes, villains, and villains. And you may notice that familiar heroes like Batman and Superman are a top famous heroes across the world, and everybody knows that. And you should know that one there. If you haven't known that, well, this is Batman and this is Superman, and then we have a lot of characters that look very looking mature, and as well as hot characters going on, and to see if you have interest that you might satisfies for you. Well, for the first timers, it will take time to get invested into that kind of animated universe, but guess what, we'll just recommend it in that particular order. Of course there's a lot of competition, so I respect that one. So I know there's a difference between the known comics, like for example Marvel and these comics. These two are in the competition, and I just know that the difference between the kind of the way of releasing media, like for example TV shows, movies, etc. And there I'm just going to discuss the animated films. Okay, so as you know that one, DC Comics already releasing modern animated films, and as well as this year that is released probably last month, coming from Comic-Con. And everybody knows Comic-Con that appeals to fans and non-audience, and even non-audience knows that one, and I'm sure it will come to enjoy with them. Okay, and some people would like to enjoy uh, something there, or what is the comments all about, and to the fact that it is a really fantastic amusement. But first, I have a weird question coming from from few people. Like for example, what is DC Comics, or these people, etc. Oh my goodness, it will take a long time to do. So, of course, it takes a more time to talk about that. So if you want to invest something into the basic comments, then you try go there with different paths. Either you read the comics or watch the media, because the comics there, I'm not a Western comic reader on the line. I mean, um, I'm not reading not just for the foreign Western comics, but I love to read a Japanese comics that is known as manga. And manga there is ultimately released from Japan. Of course, because Japan already, and I currently reading of these kinds of mangas there. And the difference between mangas and comics is that I much prefer for something habitual and hobby that is more likely satisfy what I'm reading of, not just the Western comics there. I do read the Western comics, but I prefer reading the manga. But I love these comics as well as the Marvel. Now, going back to animated universe, and some people might ask the question is, can I watch animated film like Batman, Hush? Batman Hush. Okay, sure. You can watch it, Batman Hush. For me, I don't know. I just don't recommend starting watching this kind of film as a first timer of DC Comics, and eventually you might want to find something, the information that you actually you're gonna need more information. For example, who is this boy? This boy? Oh my goodness. It, most people knows him, but this boy is called Damien, and that Damien is a son of Batman. What? Son of Batman? I didn't know that. Oh my goodness. Of all the people I am talking about this, he didn't know that. Of course, this is not a spoiler. This is the new fact that is presented there. It is no longer a spoiler anymore. It is a new factual biodata imputed for the new information. And you guys, for the first timers there, you it's not the spoilers, but honestly, you just miss some stuffs that are presented in that particular film. Oh my goodness, you didn't know that, man. This is no longer a spoiler anymore. And why bother watching the Batman Hush there? It's just because of the factual character existed for any relationships between the protagonist and the main support thing. So that's the point of that. So of all the movies and TV shows that are released in the past times. Of course, they have comics that are really adapted into TV shows and live live movies and animated films. So I get the point that you want to get started there. You may get to start for me on TV shows like, for example, Batman, Superman, etc. Those are the great start, the starting point of get to know about DC Comics, the heroes, villains, and etc. And I'm sure you may like the idea of the interest in him. Did you come there to to see to see and love with these characters? Oh my goodness! Look at this body. This body is showing off the hotness of that particular character. Did you see and come at this character? Oh my goodness! This smile of the beautiful girl. That's the face of the heroine. Or did you come and see your favorite hero like this? Oh my goodness. Unbelievable. You come here to see the hot girls. Not just the hot girls, but hot men. That is the objectifying of women, girls, and as well as men in DC Comics. It's best to avoid that obsession and instead looking forward with the stories that you have to upon watching that. And I'm just encourage that one to be the first taste, not just for the characters, but also the entertainment of heroes playing heroes, while the villains playing villains already and completing each other to fight. That's the feeling I want to see. Some kinds of action packs there. So I'm sure you already know that. Not just about animated movies, but this DC Comics have live shows, TV shows like, for example, Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, etc. And they continue to entertain people, especially with non-audience. They don't like to see it, because it works well even for non-fans and first-timers to see who are they in DC Comics. Just like similar to Marvel's phases, like, for example, Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. It's the same thing with the DC live movies there. But in animated film universe, we got to see this kind of movies that is being released on that one. And that universe, for first few movies, are the starting point to get involved with this particular universe. And in my case there, I would like to recommend which movie will be the starting point. I would like to recommend watching this particular animated film with the Flashpoint Paradox. Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox is the first film that is originated for the whole universe, the DC animated universe, that packs with different synopses with the same information related to most heroes, and that is where you can get into the movie as a first timers and the non-audience. So that's additional points. Well, you can watch the animated TV shows. Can be watching in the oldies, 1990s, 2000s, 20th centuries, and the modern ones. Like for example, um, Young Justice is the successor of Justice League and as well as Teen Titans because they are the modern shows to entertain for young audience. So that's the gist of that. And of course, we have upcoming TV shows that is Harley Quinn is coming this year, and we are excited to see more of the villain's time to entertain us for new stunts and exquisite rating there. But we'll see about that one. But not just about the but also the rest of the media that has appealing to the audience. Not just the audience, but also the first timers there. Like for example, if you want to get to know or getting started with DC Comics, then you can start with the with this particular movie there, and as well as some fresh starts. What I have recommend on, like for example, Batman, Superman, etc. That way, you can start watching this one, and I guess I hope you like to enjoy this DC animated universe to explore more about the heroes, heroines, villains, and villains to know how it is related, how the actions affected the problems to the fight, and the nature of the roles of that. So yeah, that is my point of my discussing this video to you, so that you can start watching this video. So thank you for watching my video, and I hope you find a meaningful place to watch this kind of media, or getting to know about the DC Comics in that particular universe. And that's it. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.